You should begin by scraping up all lightly adhered debris. Next, sweep the concrete thoroughly. Test for porosity with water throughout the slab. Water should penetrate rapidly. Next, do a stain sample test. With a sponge, apply a small amount of stain in a circular motion. After 30 minutes, rub with a white cloth. If the stain comes up, you will need to etch the concrete. This slab is porous enough for a one-coat application, but since we will be doing some design work, we will need to etch to assure we have plenty of porosity. We will clean the slab thoroughly with a black pad, water, and degreaser mix. This is necessary to achieve a good, even etch. Remove residue using a wet-dry shop vac with a squeegee attachment. Now check the floor for paint and mastic. Sometimes it can be hard to see when the concrete is dry. Use a razor blade scraper to remove topical paint and mastic. Small handhelds work best. Use a paint and adhesive remover to remove subsurface paint and mastic. Clean a second time to remove any stripper residue and concrete powder. Etch the concrete with EcoEtch Pro for maximum porosity. Spray on plenty of etch to assure an even job. Let dwell from 1 to 10 minutes. Clean twice with water to remove all residue and let the concrete dry completely before staining. For this staining application, we will be using our 16-inch woodblock applicator with a blue sponge side down to limit brush strokes and an 18-inch paint tray. Dip the pad into the stain and rub off on the ribs of the paint tray. Do this a couple of times to make sure you have plenty of stain in the pad. Now scrub the stain into the concrete as shown. Remember to work out any lines or brush strokes while spreading the stain. Continue spreading the stain across the floor and remember, only reload when necessary. The key is to work the stain into the concrete without leaving any residue on top. So you're basically rubbing it in dry. For the stain to become part of your concrete, it must not be allowed to dry on top. So take your time and keep this in mind while staining. If no design is required, you can let the stain dry and cure for 6 hours and then seal and finish. Only attempt a second coat if you know you have enough porosity. To create designs without saw cutting, you can use medium adhesion masking tape. Using a sponge, dip the front edge into the stain and use a circular motion to distribute most of the stain. Now run the sponge across the tape edge. This will ensure a good straight line with minimal to no bleed under. When all staining is complete, let it cure for 6 hours before sealing. To seal with Acrysoy, simply pour the sealer into a pump-up sprayer. Spray in a circular motion in about a 3 to 4 foot path across the floor. A second person should follow right behind using a microfiber mop to spread the sealer evenly. Work from one side to the other, and with each pass completed, go back to the starting side. Using this method allows you to work quickly and keep a wet edge at all times. When the Acrysoy is completely dry, you can apply a floor finish or wax to provide a satin, gloss, or high gloss shine and provide a good wear surface. Properly maintained, this floor can last a lifetime.